Heartiest greetings to everyone present here. I, on the behalf of EduTV, would like to welcome Mr. Trilok Singh Bhish, who will be joining us for a conversation on the 21st century skills. I am a student of St. Mary's Academy and I have been studying in 11th grade. Sir, it's an honor and a pleasure at the same time to be here in a conversation with you. You have been guiding and motivating students for more than 20 years. You have worked at the leading post in the top schools of the country. Sir, as you have taught many generations, I would like to know from you how the expectations from a student and the requirement of developing a good skill set from early on in life have changed with each generation.
Thank you, Satvik. Thank you, Pranav from EduTV for making me come on this portal to speak to you. Satvik, I'm very happy to hear your confidence. The way you have been asking the question is wonderful, Bita. God bless you. I would like to say it's been almost 30 years I've been into this profession. Over the 30 years, I've seen a big transition happening from the rote learning to the experiential and the joyful learning altogether. You remember 30 years back, teachers were going to the class, they were the dictators in the class. Whatever they say on the board, there's written, everybody copies down, and they used to, just mug it up and vomit in the exams and forget the next day. But with the passage of time, over the years, the generations have changed. Today's child is a father of the nation, actually. And the child is very smart. Children have a lot of questions in their mind. Like you're asking me the question, so beautiful a question it is. How the transition has taken place. I find today the children are looking for, reasoning behind what the teacher is teaching. They're not accepting whatever I'm telling the children, except they don't accept it in the letter and spirit the way it comes. They have a lot of questions. They have a lot of inquisitiveness to know why. Why suffer? Everything that why is a very important question which is coming up. And definitely the present generation is more towards the practical learning. They want the application-based education, not just the mugging up or the rote learning is no more a part of the students' learning altogether. I think these are the transitions which have taken place, which are moving from normal study course in the school to life skills education in the schools, right from pre-nursery classes. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And sir, like even the government is now focusing on helping the students to develop their skill set. And even in the new education policy, it has made an aim to provide vocational skills to at least 50% of the students by 2025. So sir, how do you think that this will be helping out students in, in their career and having a successful life ahead?
See, Satvik, this NEP 2020, that is National Education Policy 2020, which has come up after 1986. After that, after 34 years, it has come up. I think it has a lot of value in it because there's a lot of research work has gone into it. The people who have brought it, all the educators were involved into it, and we all knew that this is going to help us a lot. And in the bargain, what has happened, this is going to be very practical oriented teaching will be there. But for that, the practical problems will be there because still the private schools are just 14 to 15%, 80 to 85% are still the government schools in India, keeping in mind the population of India. The young population is almost 33%. So which is a huge population. So reaching out to those children with these new norms, with the new education policy and training those teachers who have their own mindset in the village areas, in the rural areas, it's very difficult to change their mindset. So biggest problem will be training the teachers will be the biggest challenge, and training such a big number of teachers is going to be a bigger challenge altogether. Whereas the ingredients which are there in the national education policy are wonderful. They're wanting the children to learn by doing. They must do the things what they're learning, not just mugging it up. They're wanting the children to have the research skills, research, internships, all these things are being included into it. They're saying that we don't have to kill the curiosity of the child. Whereas the traditional classroom, if the child asks more than 2 questions, teachers say, now you shut down. Just sit down, shut up your mouth and sit down, you're disturbing the whole class. That has to be removed. We don't have to shun the students. We have to have the patience to listen to the children's question and satisfy their query. If the child's inquisitiveness is honed up, it's catered to by the educationals, then only the NEP will be implemented in the letter and spirit, which at the moment I find, especially with that 80% of the government schools are, the places which are in the rural areas, it's going to be a tough nut to crack. Yeah.
I hope that every school is, able to cope up with the requirements and we can implement it as soon as possible at a large scale. So my next question is, like, you have taught so many students and you have been in the industry for a long time. So which skills do you suggest to students that they start developing from an early stage in life so that they can become better professionals or better businessmen ahead?
See, Satvik, the biggest skill in the 21st century is going to be the communication skill. How you
Yes.
communicate, how do you convey what you have in your mind, how you're going to sell yourself when you come into the job market. That all depends on the communication skills. Right now, we are conveying, we are in the virtual mode. Still, we are able to listen to each other. We are able to convey our feelings to each other just with the help of the communication skills. So, communication skill is going to be the biggest skill for the 21st century. And second most important thing will be critical thinking. We must be able to critically analyze whatever is coming to our way. If we are getting a particular situation, we are in a situation and we have to solve it. First of all, you must see what is the critical appraisal to it. What are the things which could be changed? What are the things which are the hindrances? Then after critically examining, you can go for the problem solving. If you jump straight into the problem solving, you will not be able to work out on it because you don't know what are the loopholes, what are the lacunas into it. So I would say communication skill, and after that, the critical appraisal of the things, critical skills, then comes your problem solving. Then you must reason out why this is not workable, why this is workable. If you have the proper reasons for it, you will be able to take it further. And I think these are the some of the skills which are very important. That you must have the analytical skills. You must be able to analyze. Statistics is going to be the way of life now. You talk about the data scientists are coming up, data analysis, data analytics. These are very, very important things which are going to be the 21st century skills for the children like you and the many more who are in the pipeline right now in the schools from pre-nursery to class 12. And then we must have interpretation. Ultimately, we must be able to interpret after all this. What we have done, we have analyzed it, we have critically examined it, we have looked for the logic behind it, we have looked for the reasoning, we have looked for problem solving skills of ours, and then finally we come to our interpretation that we interpret this is workable, this is not workable. So I think if you can synthesize the information with the help of your research skills and your practical approaches, I think all these are the things, if you talk about 21st century skills, there's a long list of skills which are needed because no one skill will not help you now. You have to have the amalgamation of so many skills. You have to be like you're talking to me right now. You're listening to me, but you must analyze in your mind what you're going to ask as the next question. If you don't analyze, if you don't look at the reasoning what I'm talking right now, if you do not analyze the data which I'm giving you right now, then you'll be facing a little problem in putting your next question. So I think these practical skills, that is the learning by doing and the experiential learning and learning becoming joyful experience for the children is very, very important. And I, as a principal, always feel we must have the inquiry-based, student-led learning now. Student should be having his voice and choice in the learning process. It should not be what the teacher is saying, you have to just listen to it. Gone are the days when the children were just listening to their parents also, as the parents were saying. Today, you have the answer for everything to your parents also. Forget about the school teachers. So I think we want the children be the 21st century learners, and they must have all these qualities, all these skills and the competencies which I've just talked about. Yeah, Satvik.
As you have mentioned, a lot of skills which are actually required to be successful in the 21st century. So how would you advise children that they can manage their education, their academics, along with developing these skill sets?
Actually, they don't have to manage along with the academics. Today, the study has to be, students have to become the agency of the changes. You have to be the agents of changes. Right from nursery class only, the children should be given the power to take the onus of their learning process altogether. When you are taking the ownership of your learning, if you have a voice and choice in your learning, I think all the skills will be automatically developed over the period of time, because gone are the days when teachers were dictators. They coming like the autocratic leaders coming to the class and dictating and asking you to copy down and then cram it and vomit in the exam. The time is already gone. So I think this can be done only when the schools bring the change within. The schools have to give the children the agency to decide. They have to give the children the ownership to decide where they're learning, what they're learning, and students have to have the student-led learning. Students should lead. They should say, sir, I want to study this. We want to do this. We want to do that. If you have seen, a movie has come recently called Safai Baz. If you have not seen, please just look for it on the internet. You'll find Safai Baz is a new movie which has been created by an IAS officer who's retired 3 years back, Dr. Avnish Singh. And what he has done in that is he has talked to the children. You create your own projects. Everybody took easy project. One girl took the project on saving the scavengers, the Safai Baz, the people who are cleaning the country. So that is also a skill. We say that the people who are dying at the borders, they become the martyrs. We call them shaheed. लेकिन गटर के अंदर बेचारे काम करते हैं और वहां पे काम करते करते उनको पॉइजनस गैस से उनकी डेथ हो जाती है. Nobody even acknowledges. Nobody talks about them. So that girl took this project. That was unconventional project. I think the children have to think unconventionally now. You can't go by the conventional education system. You have to come up with. She decided, though her professor discouraged her many times, ma'am, Tarika, this is going to be very tough. This will not be possible. It will need a lot of research. She thinks 2 days, and third day she comes, sir, I want to take up the challenge. And she took the challenge. It was such a wonderful movie. If you go and see it in the cinema halls, it's all over now. So this is called Safai Baz, the scavengers, right? So this is how we can teach them. We don't have to make the learning and the competency and skills cannot be separate. They have to be together. If you're creating the skills and if you're creating your learning process as a competency and skill-based learning, I think things will be automatically getting into the children altogether. We don't have to work on it. And the time has come when the schools have to change their ideology. The schools has to change their pattern of teaching. They have to, first of all, the school principals have to change. If their mindset is not changing, nothing will change. Only in the papers things will change. Practically nothing will happen. So I would say the teachers and the principals need to change their mindset. Children are already very smart. I'm telling you, our children are much better than us. Like you are sitting here, I can say, you people have a better way of looking at the world than us because we still have that conventional approach. You have unconventional approach. Give the children a little liberty for their learning process. Let the children decide what they want to do. Every parent wants a child to become a scientist or a doctor or an engineer. After then, they better PCM le lo. Why? The child doesn't have any acumen in that, doesn't want, though he scored 98% in 10, but he doesn't want to become a doctor and engineer, but still the parental verdict forces the child to go for sciences. Whereas the child can be a very good stand-up comedian, the child can be very good with some unconventional career options, can be a very good model, can be a very good actor, can be very good at fashion designing. So we have to change ourselves first. Our generation, the parents and the teachers, the educators need to change first so that we can bring you all those skills and competencies which are needed for 21st century, right?
Sure, sir. And sir, you have been a pioneer in bringing this change. The way you gave an example of a movie to us for learn. So I think that's a great thing, sir. And I hope that all the teachers and principals also give the students this liberty to come up with their ideas and be the owner of their own learning, as you said.
Wonderful.
Sir, it was really great talking to you. I hope to implement all the learnings I have got from you today. I would like to thank EduTV for hosting this yet another wonderful event. And I would also like to thank Pranav Guha sir for giving me this wonderful opportunity. I
Thank you,
hope,
Sarthak.
thank you, sir. I would like I would like to make a request to all of you who are seeing this to spread this to as many students as possible, so that the students can become aware about the 21st century skills, and they also become a better citizen of the country. Thank you, sir, for joining us today.